I'm really excited. I don't know if you can tell.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Sarah Kay has come out with a new poem. At least I think it's a new poem. I've never heard it from her before. It's called Orange. It just dropped on Bud and Poetry. 5 minutes of fire. I'm assuming this is going to be fire. If you haven't seen my previous reaction to Sarah Kay, definitely check it out, all right? It's called If I Should Have a Daughter. That's the poem. Banger. Went really hard, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's see what she's got over here, all right? Let's go.
And here we go.
The monks that are waiting at my gate at JFK might not be monks, but they are all wearing orange robes, orange sandals. They are rolling orange carry-on bags, and one of them even has an orange neck pillow already on his shoulders in preparation for this flight to Dallas. I know the rules about photographing people you don't know, but forgive me, I snapped the shot so I can send it to my mother and make her day. My mother won't say that she gave up photography to raise children, but it is true that she used to be a professional printer with a life of image making, and then stopped to fill her arms with babies, and then toddlers, and then children, and then the things teenagers handed her when we refused to be held any longer.
Oh my God. This is making me think of my own mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom sacrificed an awful lot in raising us. A lot. So did my dad, for sure. But when it came to my mom, a lot of her career direction changed drastically to accommodate us because the career she really wanted to do, which was teaching, she couldn't really make time for that. Nursing allowed for a more flexible schedule, so that's what she pursued. And in a funny way, eventually she was able to teach through nursing, but teaching specifically has always been her passion, and she had to put that on the back burner until all of us kids became adults, you know? So this is just making me think back to that. Let's keep going.
You might think that a woman who spent hours inhaling chemicals and grueling over various sinks and under various lights to create a perfectly balanced image would begrudge a technology that imitates it. But you haven't met my mother. This is a woman who loves New York more than she loves any human alive or dead. Every day, she walks through the same shitty city as the rest of us. But when I return with a mouth full of complaints about the weather, the subways, the tourists, she remains an endless scroll of wonders, of the things she insists could only happen in New York. So when my best friend James teaches her to use the app we all use, she isn't angry, but amazed. This would have taken so much work in the dark room, she says. Now it's just a button. It's like magic. When James and I were little, his favorite color was orange, and my mother loved this fact, found it strange and marvelous, this little boy willing to forego fire trucks and Power Rangers, claiming the untouched reject of the crayon box.
I know, that's what's so surprising. I never hear people say orange is their favorite color. That is the last color people select as their favorite. You feel me? Huh. James must be an interesting individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's quite unique, I must say. And I love how she tied everything back to the color orange. Originally, the color orange made her think of her mother because she saw the group of monks that were wearing orange, and she snapped a photo and thought to herself, I have to send this to my mom. And that took us down this path of her mom having to give up photography to raise the family, you know what I'm saying? And now here we are back at orange once again. For James, his favorite color used to be orange. You see what I'm saying? I really like how she brought everything back to the same color, which ultimately brought everything back to her mom. You see that? I see what you did there, Sarah, I see.
Preferring the traffic cone, the citrus fruit, in order to practice using the app and get her photography sea legs under her again. She takes photos of orange objects around the house and on the street. She only has 2 followers, James and me. But every caption is the same. Orange for James. And she wanders the city as wide-eyed as always, stopping strangers with, "Excuse me, I noticed your wonderful orange bag, your hat, your construction vest. That's my nephew's favorite color. May I photograph it?" Never mind that he isn't her nephew. Never mind that this makes him sound 6 and not 30, which he is. This is the way she has always moved through New York in search of bright morsels she can bring home to share. In Dallas, I wait for my bag at the carousel, and a man in a corduroy jacket approaches, asks me if I am Sarah Kay. When I say yes, he says, "My priests know your poetry, and they thought that it was you." Motions over his shoulder at the men in orange behind him.
Oh, yo! Oh my God, Sarah Kay is the best storyteller in spoken word. Fight me.
I said, do you wanna fight me? Do you wanna catch his hands?
Fight me. I'm telling you. She be telling stories, and I'm like, yo, where on earth is this going? Only for it to land at one of the craziest plot twists. I'm like, what the heck? Oh my God. Yo, that is actually insane. I've actually been recognized in public on 2 occasions. One was at my university. I was with a group of friends, right? And we were chatting at a table, and all of a sudden this one guy walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, are you KendrykYoungblood?" I'm like, "Yeah, how did you know that?" He's like, "I saw the shirt," because I usually wear Poet Life shirts in most of my videos even, but sometimes I wear it out when I'm just, going about my day and stuff like that. So he recognized me because of that. And there was another time, but I don't want to keep telling stories. The point I'm trying to make is she tells really good stories. You feel me? Love it. Let's keep going.
But when I wave, he says, "I'm sorry. Because of their religious vows, they are not permitted to communicate with someone of your gender. But they asked me to tell you that they wish you continued success." Days later, a new email through my website reads, "We hope we did not offend you by not meeting in person to appreciate your work, and also pray that your poetry lights up minds, smiles, and souls of all those searching for meaning. That your beauty with words be not just a trained art, but a reflection of who you wish to be." And then an offering of a poem in Sanskrit that roughly translates, "On bearing fruits, trees bend, become humble with newly gathered water, clouds hang very low. This is the nature of the benevolent." I used to think this was a story about coincidence or about the invisible thread of poetry that so many people are holding on to, even and especially people who may not have anything else in common. But I actually think it is a story about my mother, how she didn't have to take a photograph for 30 years to make a camera of a daughter, or at least teach her that the way you notice can be a weapon or an act of love, that color blooms through every city, whether you see it or don't, whether you seek it or don't. So why not seek? Why not see? Why not ask yourself, who am I looking for?
Oh, yeah. She knows she killed that. That look she gave at the end, she knows she killed that. You know what I'm saying? She might as well have winked at us. She might as well have been like, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm too hyped. No, that was insane. I haven't heard anything new from Sarah in a while, but this is better than what I could have expected, Man. Wow. She even brought up how for 30 years her mom set aside her dreams of using the camera only to have a camera of a daughter because Sarah be capturing moments so well. That was some incredible wordplay right there. I don't know if y'all caught that. You feel me? Dang. Sarah, if you ever watch this, you're the GOAT.
The GOAT! The GOAT!
You are the GOAT. You are one of the first few poets I ever watched. Ever. You're one of the first few spoken word poets that I ever saw that showed me spoken word was even a thing in the first place. You know what I'm talking about? So thank you for all that you do. And yeah, I'm not surprised that people went out of their way, even when they couldn't do it directly, to tell you how much they appreciate your poetry. You feel me? Like, that doesn't surprise me one bit. You're doing great things. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll be back with another reaction soon enough, so deuces. Oh, actually, before I do how I always do that at the end, I just want to say I have a poetry lesson coming out It is an incredible poetry lesson. In my opinion, it's the best on YouTube. All right. It's called The Infinity Stones of Poetry. I worked so hard on this mug. I spent weeks making sure this lesson would be perfect. All right. Definitely check it out. You will not regret it. It is coming out on Friday. What day is Friday? I'm trying to do the math right now. That should be the 7th. I believe it's coming out on the 7th, October 7th. Check it out when it does. You can click the notification bell to be notified when it airs. You're gonna love it, I promise. All right, let me stop hyping it up. Check it out when you can, all right? And I'm out. Deuces.